Hi there, and welcome to the Accepted Authority podcast, where we talk about your challenges around growing your professional service practice or your consultancy firm. And today, I'm running solo again, as you can see. Andy's still on his break. So I'm going to be talking today about being the authority. And there are a number of situations where being the authority really is important in the process of attracting your premium level clients, the ideal clients you want to work with, and also how to sell to those clients so that you set up the engagement with those clients in the best way possible so that you are able to be the authority in that engagement and be the savior rather than being the servant in that relationship. And being the savior instead of being the servant is critical to how you go about doing your work. And also it has a number of flow-on effects because being the savior rather than being the servant means that typically the clients are coming to you respecting your position of authority. They are respecting your expertise and respecting the fact that you have the answers for them. Whereas the servant position, which is where a lot of consultants typically get caught up, and being in service, in a service profession, it makes us prone to that service mentality and becoming the servant, where a lot of commoditized consultancy firms are put by their clients. And in a sales situation, you can understand being the servant and being put in that servant position by a client means that they are dictating the terms to you. They're telling you what they want you to do, and they're dictating the price virtually, or at least putting the pressure on your pricing so that you have to compete against other people in the same deal, where they're going for the same deal as you're trying to win, and typically the lowest price wins. Now, we talked about that last week, where we don't want to be in that position by having to present proposals. But I want to go beyond that today into how you can be the authority and assert your authority positioning in the process of marketing and selling to your premium clients. And the first position or first place that you need to be asserting your authority is in how you respond to requests for proposals or inquiries, by not just jumping to what the client wants you to do. Again, don't play their game. Make sure they're playing your game. Playing your game on your terms by you setting up the deal. You set the parameters for how clients can get access to you. Now, that takes a special type of marketing approach by making sure that you are being seen as the accepted authority in your marketing. Because if you're just doing the same old thing as everyone else and being commoditized, being seen by your clients as just another one of those guys, then you have no power in that relationship. You have no authority. The power exists in the hands of the clients, not with you. So making sure that in your marketing, you are being seen as the authority. And we've talked about this previously on this podcast, of doing that in a way of positioning yourself rather than promoting yourself and your firm. Positioning is about giving value and showing your expertise in a way that your clients can see the value you have to offer, so that they want to come to you based on the value they see you having. Because promoting almost flips that on its head, where in your promotions, you are doing the courting, you are doing the outreach to potential clients, saying that you want the business, you want their business, you want work. And that puts you in a position where you are in a lack of demand situation. And in that supply and demand equation, where there's an oversupply of clients and an undersupply, or the other way around, undersupply of clients and oversupply of suppliers, then you are in a lower price situation. So you want to flip that where demand is high, but supply is low. And the supply of being low means you are in demand. So you want to be in a position where you don't have competitors because you're offering something quite different from your competitors. And that comes about by your marketing proposition and your positioning about what you do, what problems you solve, and who you solve that for. When you spell that out clearly in your marketing, you are really positioning yourself as a specialist or an expert in a particular field that your premium level or ideal client level, ideal clients struggle the most. You want to be able to be the one that can solve their problem, not one of many, but the singular expert who they recognize and accept as the authority in that field. That's what positioning is about, and how you can assert your authority in your marketing. But let's come back to the sales situation where you're in a one-on-one discussion with your client. You've got the appointment, you're in front of your client, and they've called you in to talk about a specific problem. And they state what that problem is. They express the situation that they're concerned about and want you to fix it. Now, the typical thing that as service professionals we will do is jump on that situation and say, yes, I understand. I know how to fix that problem. Here's how we go about doing that. And when you do that, you actually undermine your authority. I can't express this clearly enough because this is so important. When you offer to fix your clients' problems that they tell you they have, you actually are becoming the servant, not the savior. Because what's really going on in this situation is typically them expressing the outworking of a symptom of a deeper problem. And when we tell the client we can fix that symptom, we really are operating at a surface level and not giving ourselves the opportunity to be the authority in that situation. Because what does an authority do? An authority doesn't take things at surface level. They don't accept what the client expresses to them about their problem until they really dig deeper and really want to understand what that problem really is. They want to get to the root cause of the problem, not deal with the symptom. Now, imagine this in a medical situation. If I went into a doctor and said, Doctor, I've been suffering some pretty bad headaches over the last few days, and the Panadol I'm taking aren't fixing the problem. Can you supply something that's a little bit stronger that I need a prescription for? Now, if the doctor accepted what I've just said and asked for, and like a lot of us consultants will do, say, yes, I can fix that. I can write that script and you'll be on your way. A doctor who does that is likely to be had up for malpractice pretty soon because they're not really diagnosing something that could be a deeper root cause problem that's causing my headaches. And we all know the potential of what those things can be and how life-threatening that might be if they're not dealt with adequately. So if a doctor just complies with my request to write a prescription that I've asked for, they're really not doing their job. They're not being the authority in their field. So when the boot's on the other foot, when we're asked by our clients to solve a particular problem in the way they say they want it solved, if they want us to provide a service to solve a problem that they tell us they have, if we don't stop first and ask more questions that allow us to diagnose that situation in a deeper way, we should be head up for malpractice. We really shouldn't be operating in that servant mentality of just complying with what the master tells us to do. We have no authority in that situation, and we deserve to get paid what we get paid if that's how we operate. What we need to do is take a step back and say, right, thank you for telling me about your situation. But before I talk to you about how we might work together to solve that problem, can I ask a few questions to really make sure I understand completely what's going on? Then you need to go through a series of questions that take the client deeper to uncover the root cause of the problem, rather than just deal with it at that symptomatic level. When you can do that, you not only assert authority in the situation, but because you're asserting your authority, the client begins to see you as the authority if they don't already see you in that position, but they also begin to elevate their level of trust in you because they know that you really care. You're not just there to get the money that they're offering to solve the problem. Then you're not just there for a quick fix. You're there to really understand their situation and solve the problem and really give them what they really, really need. So when you can do that, when you can take control in a sales situation and assert your authority to go deeper into what the client's asking you to fix, it gives you a totally different dynamic in that sales relationship with your client. Not only does it elevate you as the authority, but it gives you more respect and more trust and more willingness of your clients to actually listen to what you have to say, but also really sets you apart from your competitors who typically will come in and just give a quote or a proposal to solve the problem that in the way that the clients ask them to do. When you do it differently, when you take that situation away, you stand alone. You stand as the one who can really solve the client's problems in the way that they need to be solved, not in the way that they think they need to be solved. So when you can demonstrate your expertise and authority and being able to understand their problem first, understand that they need to solve a different problem, and show them that you have that level of respect for them and care for them, that you're not letting them dictate the terms to you and just comply with what they're asking, automatically you become the authority in their eyes, and you will eliminate most of the competition from the process, because the competition won't be able to stand up to scrutiny after you've shown your level of expertise and authority in that position. So I want to wrap it up there. I think I've made myself clear about the value of being the authority, the value of asserting your authority in those two areas, in the marketing and the sales process, but also showing you how much you can benefit from standing in your position as the authority, not being that compliant servant who just asks does what the client asks, but actually takes that client deeper into levels that they don't know about, they don't understand, but see that you do. When you can do that, you become the one, the authority, the expert in that field, and you have no competition. So that's it for today. I'm Greg Roworth from Business Flight Path. If you want to know more about how you can be seen as the authority in your field, we have a number of ways that you can do that. We have some video training and also an ebook that is titled the Strategic Authority Marketing System. That ebook and the video training go deeper into the areas I'm talking about today, and they're available on my website at businessflightpath.com. If you also want to read more or learn more, there are many articles and posts that I have on LinkedIn and Facebook, and simply just search for Greg Roworth on either of those platforms, and you'll find my posts and my content that you can enjoy and get massive value from reading those or consuming the videos that we have there. So I invite you to take advantage of that free content to go deeper and to learn more about how you can be seen as the accepted authority in your field. So that's it for today. Greg Roworth signing out.